Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our group will present a critical analysis of corporate social responsibility, or CSR, at BYD. BYD is one of the world's leading electric vehicle companies, and it has become very influential in sustainability and green transportation. In this presentation, we will analyze BYD's CSR practices using different CSR theories and stakeholder perspectives. First, I will introduce the CSR framework. There are four levels of social responsibility based on Carroll's CSR pyramid. These four levels are economic responsibility, legal responsibility, ethic responsibility, and philanthropic responsibility. Economic responsibility is the foundation of CSR. A company needs to be financially successful, create jobs, and provide products and services to society. For BYD, the company performed very strongly in 2024. BYD achieved over 54 billion RMB in net profit and sold more than 4 million new energy vehicles globally. The company also invested heavily in research and development and created many job opportunities. This shows that BYD has strong economic performance and business competitiveness. The second level is legal responsibility. This means companies must follow laws, regulations, and international standards. For BYD, the company follows environmental regulations and international management standards. For example, BYD complies with China's emission standards and has ISO 14001 environmental certification. BYD also follows the principles of the United Nations Global Compact. This action shows that BYD pays attention to legal compliance and corporate governance. The third level is ethical responsibility. Ethical responsibility means companies should do what is morally right, even beyond legal requirements. BYD emphasized sustainability and environmental protection in its business strategy. The company introduced its Dreams sustainability framework and proposed the mission of Cool the Earth by 1 degree Celsius. BYD also plans to achieve 100% renewable electricity usage in the future. These actions show that BYD wants to create positive environmental and social impacts, not only profits. The fourth level is philanthropic responsibility. This refers to voluntary contributions to society such as charity, education support, and community development. BYD has made large donations to education and social programs. For example, the company established a 3 billion RMB education charity fund and cooperates with many universities to support STEM education and talent development. BYD also participates in disaster relief and poverty reduction programs. These activities help improve the company's social image and the contribution to society. Next, I will introduce stakeholder orientation at BYD. Stakeholder orientation means that a company considers the interests of different stakeholders when making business decisions. A company should not only focus on profit, but also balance social responsibility and stakeholder interests. For BYD, there are several important stakeholders. These include consumers, governments, investors, employees, suppliers, and the environment. Consumers are important because they buy BYD's products and influence the company's reputation. Governments are important because BYD's business is closely connected to environmental policy and green development. Investors care about BYD's growth and profitability. Employees and suppliers support the company's operations and production. And the environment is also an important stakeholder because BYD promotes clean energy and sustainable transportation. BYD tries to build relationships with all these groups through its CSR activities and sustainability strategy. So why does stakeholder orientation fit BYD? The main reason is that BYD says our goal is to promote green transportation and expand affordable AV access. BYD is not only trying to make profits, but also trying to create environmental and social value. Its business strategy closely connects sustainability, consumers, and long-term development. Now, I will pass the presentation to my teammate, who will continue with the case analysis and future evolution of BYD stakeholder strategy. Thank you.
Thank you for Wenbo's sharing. Let's talk about BYD Seagull as a typical case of stakeholder orientation. As one of the cheapest EVs on the market, BYD Seagull makes electric vehicle ownership accessible to more people. Its positive CSR impacts are obvious. First, it encourages the development of sustainable transportation. Second, it reduces dependence on gasoline vehicles. Third, it brings green technology to mid-income customers. We can see the benefits for each stakeholder clearly in this table. First, customers can get affordable electric vehicles. Governments can receive support from environmental policies. Environment can benefit for lower carbon emissions. Investors can gain market growth opportunities. Now, a critical question: is BYD balancing all stakeholders equally? On the positive side, BYD makes strong environmental contributions, supports national sustainability goals, and greatly improves EV accessibility for customers. However, there are potential concerns. First, it intense price competition in the EV industry. Second, cost pressure on suppliers. Third, heavy workload for employees amid rapid business expansion. In short, BYD's CSR practices benefit some stakeholders, but create pressure on others. From this, we draw two key insights. First, sustainability can function as both ethical responsibility and a market expansion tool. Second, BYD's stakeholder orientation is selective rather than fully balanced. Specifically, BYD strong prioritize customers, government, and environmental goals, but pays relatively less attention to supplier pressure, labor concerns, and global market fairness issues. In conclusion, BYD shows a strong stakeholder-oriented strategy, and its practices prove that modern CSR is not only about ethics, but also a core strategic business advantage. Now let's move to the final core section, sustainability at BYD. First, the definition of sustainability. First, from a long-term perspective, it maintains the healthy survival of the natural environment and all living things, ensuring sustainable use of resources. Second, from enterprises, it means minimizing negative environmental impacts and balancing ecological practice when making strategic, operational, and technological decisions. Third, it integrates economic development and social responsibility to achieve long-term win-win results for enterprises, society, and nature. BYD has built a complete sustainability system. It set up a board-level sustainability committee, appointed a chief sustainability officer, integrated ESG indicators into executive performance assessments, and committed to full value chain carbon neutrality by 2045, forming a long-term sustainability management system. In 2024, BYD launched its sustainability philosophy Dreams, covering six dimensions: green and no carbon, innovation and transformation, eco-opportunity, collaboration, integrity and convenience, and value share, bring to promote sustainable development for humanity and the planet. From the case, we summarize BYD's sustainability governance features. First, it adopts a top-down corporate governance machine and regards sustainability as a long-term strategic priority. Second, it balances environmental protection, economic growth, and social responsibility. Third, it emphasizes implementation, transparency, supply chain governance, and measurable outcomes. From the critical perspective, strong governance structures help align business decisions with sustainability targets, but really stakeholder value depends on consistent carbon reduction, fair labor practices, and really environmental improvement, not just institutional design or publicity. Now we evaluate BYD's overall CSR performance. First, alignment with sustainability. BYD fully incorporates sustainability into corporate governance and strategy, making it a long-term corporate priority. Second, streams framework and stakeholder impact. The framework effectively balances the environmental, economic, and social value for all stakeholders. Third, strategic decision and governance. The Board-level Sustainability Committee (CSO) appointment, ESG assessment machine, and 2045 carbon neutral commitment all support consistent and sustainable operations. Finally, the overall conclusion of our presentation: BYD has effectively integrated sustainability into corporate governance and strategy through the Sustainability Committee, CSO ESG assessment, and the DREAMS framework. Its CSR structure is strong, credible, and strategically aligned. However, its really long-term impact will be determined by transparent implementation, measurable outcomes, and effective supply chain governance, rather than only institutional design.